Greetings, citizens of the Imperium. Welcome to Let's Paint, and I'm your host, Trooper 6, and we finally have Endryd Haar ready. Who the hell is Endryd Haar? He is the Riven Hound. And I know it's speculated and talked about in hushed tones and everything like that. I love to subscribe myself to the thought that Endryd Haar is absolutely one of the last remaining Thunder Warriors. I love that theory. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, we could have primed him black, but honestly, I wanted to paint him. So I didn't want to like half-ass it or take the shortcut route of just priming him black. Not to say that that is a half-assed thing to do if you were priming black. I mean, shit, you can do whatever you want. If it cuts down on your paint time, by all means. Here, for him and for me, I wasn't trying to cut down on paint time, hurry him up, or anything like that, because he doesn't need to be tabletop ready anytime soon. He just needs to be painted, and I want to do a great job. And honestly, this was the route I wanted to take with him, was to paint him my own damn self. So I'd prime him gray and then take my preferred colors to it. So we're starting off with Black Templar instead of Black Legion. Black Templar is just a little bit thinner, not as dark as the Black Legion. So why would I do that? Just because I didn't want to go with the pure black. I just didn't. Plus, if I'd have primed him, it wouldn't have come out matte. It would have come out just a little bit satiny. A little bit of satin, a little bit of chenille. And yeah, like I said, I didn't want any of that, so I had to make sure that I just primed him in gray and that I would choose my colors. So, how's everybody doing? I hope we're doing all right. I literally just finished doing that reverse flash. I hope he turns out well enough, because he doesn't look the best right now. And I have noticed, unless it's Warhammer, some of my models just don't look the best. And that's okay. I'm more practiced with Warhammer. A buddy of mine said when it came to an Imperial Knight that he wanted painted, or even a Chaos Knight that he wanted painted, he was going to come to me for the armor, and he was going to go to his buddy for all the flesh bits. Because he said, honestly, you two, if you guys were to collab on a piece, he said it would probably come out as one of the most amazing pieces ever. Not to toot my horn or the other guy's horn, because I honestly don't even know the guy's name. But he was like, yeah, for some reason you do armor and he does flesh. He was like, honestly, those are y'all's strong points, and I would love to see what y'all could do together on this. And we haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. That would be great. That really would. I've kind of wanted to do a collab with somebody. I've mentioned it before on the show, where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do something like that. You grab whatever model you want, and or whatever model that we both want. Something I'll paint, or you paint first, and then the other person picks up the other half of it. Something like that. Or I'll paint all the base colors and everything, and then you come in and do all the detail work. Or I do the armor and you do the flesh. Something. Just something. I just honestly think a nice little collaboration would be really cool. I am going to be collaborating with J-Dog. I'm going to collaborate with you, sir. I'm pretty sure you're a dude. But I don't know, when I say dude, I always hark back to the Good Burger line of mentality. I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. Say I'm a dude. Yeah, everybody's a dude to me. All right, dude has never exactly been gender specific for me. And I've gotten into it with not really like gotten into it, but we've had the discussion, me and some of my friends that are girls. I was about to say girlfriends, and I'm like, all right, hold on. Yeah, but they're like, dude, I ain't a dude. I'm like, dude, yeah, you are a dude. All right, dude. We're all dudes. You be all right, dude. So anyway, I am going to turn to you because I've already asked you. I am going to turn to you for some collaboration on lore because you have been one of the early supporters of me, my channel, my work, and you were the first to request that I do something, the Obsidian Suns, and I honestly I can't thank anybody enough for something like that, because that was very flattering, and it honestly made me feel important. I'm sorry if that was all off screen there. It really did make me feel important. It made me feel like a true professional here. Like I've really, really had a community that was on my side, that was really invested. And so because of that, I want to give some thanks back, at least in the way that I can right now, in the fact of, hey, why don't you help me with some lore? So I will be turning to you. If it takes a little while, please don't mind me. We got plenty of shit going on in personal life that is tripping up other stuff. I'm trying to avoid these. I'm trying to avoid the metal bits on his legs so that I can get those with different color. I don't want to paint over the black. Not with black, because we are going to go in there with death metal. We're going to try that again. I figured if any Astartes would be a real good fit to try this color in a more, I have it. If I was going to try this color in a real way with anybody, I figured Endryd Haar would be a perfect candidate to see what the goddamn it. Sorry, brush came apart again. Excuse me. We're using kind of a crappy brush here, and that's just because. Excuse me. Damn. Because we just need to slap a paint. Slap it a bish. Slap it a bish. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Anyway, I need to get a new Black Templar paint because this stuff is not doing that well. Also, for music interest, if anyone's curious, I have decided for some doom metal. I couldn't just have any old thing. I was about to go to Slipknot, and I was like, nah, I don't want any Slipknot right now. But doom metal for Endryd Haar, yeah. I figured, if World Eaters were ever gonna have music in their fucking headset, in their helmets, yeah, it would probably be something like the Doom 2016 soundtrack, because it's fucking amazing. Mike Gordon is a goddamn genius. Pure and simple fact, he is a genius when it came to music, and I can't think of him. It's just like, it's like that thing where somebody has to be the best, right? There had to be somebody that was just the best, and it doesn't matter how small the feats were or whatever. So one of the things I always look at is hockey. Wayne Gretzky. Somebody had to be the best, and this happened to be Wayne Gretzky. And Jesus Christ, like, his records are still standing. It's amazing. And I figure anybody, they could have gotten almost anybody to do the soundtrack, but they didn't just get anybody. They got Mike Gordon. Honestly, I am so unfamiliar with anything you might have done previous. I really don't know. And I honestly have not researched it. So my personal apology to Mike Gordon, I will remedy that and look up more of your stuff. I hope you have more stuff out there. I'm sure you do. I mean, hell, you don't get a job like soundtrack, like, I don't feel like you're gonna land a job like that without having something to show before, you know. Or maybe he was just this first timer and he was like, guys, I know I'm unproven, unnamed, you don't know who the hell I am, but check it out. Maybe he was a diehard fan of Doom and he was just like, this is what I think it should be. And they go, oh my God, it's the most amazing thing in the fucking world. And it would be. It really, really would be, right? Because he just did an amazing job. Somebody had to be the best at it, and I'm glad it was him. I'm really glad that it was him. Because I kind of just can't imagine anyone else doing any of it. Not that I would know who to even turn to when it comes to that. But I do firmly, I firmly believe that he was probably the best choice for Doom. I don't know who else could have done it. You know, I almost bet you Hans Zimmer. I bet you Hans Zimmer would have done it. He would have done a badass job. Give him access to metal. You know, one of the things I'd always wanted to see, I figured if I had ever made a movie, and I had one in mind, if I ever made a movie, my choices for the soundtrack or for the score was going to be a collaboration between Marilyn Manson and Hans Zimmer. For some reason, I have a hunch that it would turn into something just so unique. Just something so unique. I'm really curious as to how that would turn out. Because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that was a good idea. I hope it was a good idea. If you don't think it was a good idea, that's fine. If you think it would turn out to be terrible, I mean, that's fine too. It just might. It just might. All right, we're at 13 minutes. That guy. So I'm trying to keep track of myself here. Trying. All right, because we're also just slapping paint on him, more or less. We're not really being the most careful here. Not that we necessarily need to be the most careful right now, but you know, that does not mean that you can just go balls to the wall, slapping the paint like you would slap at a base. And, you know, you get careless. And I don't want to get careless with it. You know, there's some stuff that I want to try to avoid, like this power coil here. I don't want to color that whole power coil because I want that color to come out. Whatever I decide to do with it. And I'm not exactly sure which color I'm going to go with for that yet. Like one thing I was so not exactly confused. I guess I was confused. It is his weapon. His weapon. I had never seen anything like that before. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is this thing? It looks so amazing. It looks goddamn unique. And it looks like it's archaic. I'm like, what is this? This looks ancient. By Imperial standards, this looks ancient. So what is it? And I can't remember the fucking name of it. My wife told me one day. She looked into it. She always looks into it. She's the Google queen. At least for me, she is. Because I'll ask questions. And then I'll just keep going. I'll just keep going about my day. I won't even look into it. I'll just be like, man, I wonder what that's like. And then I just go. because sometimes I don't know, I wasn't curious enough to look it up. You know, sometimes you need that mystery in life. Man, I wonder how they did that. Guess I'll never know. She'll look it up. And sometimes I do use that to my advantage, where I'm like, gee, oh boy, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that's about, knowing that she's going to look it up for me. And it is kind of funny. And I believe she's called me out on that. She's like, do you just want me to look that up? I'm like, yeah, if you don't mind, please. Because sometimes she can really just find shit before I can. Or she could just find shit better than I can. She could find the explanations or anything. And I'm like, God damn, woman, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Fuck it. Fuck it. We don't need to be that careful with this hand. Black it up. Because honestly, we're going to go back over this with a dry brush of Mummy Robe instead of gray. Because honestly, when it came to the Obsidian Suns, I was very disappointed in myself for using the gray for the dry brushing, because it just didn't work how I wanted it to work. It worked exactly how I warned you guys it would work, where it has the potential to make a model look like it's unfinished, or like the paint has been rubbing off. And yeah. So I don't want that. And for this one, that would be interesting to see. Be like, oh man, it looks like all the paint was rubbing off. Yeah, well, the model, even though it came gray, it wasn't plastic. I got so scared of this model in particular because when it showed up in the mail and I looked at it, I was like, oh no. Because I noticed something. It had a certain logo on it. It had certain words on it. And that honestly scared me. And it still does. Because I had one terrible experience. And that is the fact that this is Fine Cast. And that scares the shit out of me, because Fine Cast can be very nice, as you can see, but it also can be quite brittle. I had he's tucked away somewhere because I put him away. I was so disappointed with it. I had what is his name? I have a Gabriel Seth, and I was so utterly disappointed with it, because it was a Citadel Fine Cast, and it just, oh man, the molding was not the greatest. And I know it's from a different era, where the stuff just wasn't as refined, and we have to get to that point. And honestly, I will say, the Gabriel Seth model compared to this Endryd Haar, holy shit! The levels of improvement are amazing. That does not make me feel any less scared when it comes to the Citadel Fine Cast, because that stuff really does just freak me out. Because I had that bad of an experience with the Gabriel Seth model. Now, partly was my painting skill at that time. Part of it was my painting skill. You know, I wasn't what I am today. Not to toot my own horn. Toot toot. But, you know, if I could, I would do another one. Now, I can do another one, I think. I'm sure somebody's got an open box out there somewhere, and I could get it and all that. But honestly, I'm not that worried, and I'm kind of waiting, kind of biding my time. I'm waiting for Games Workshop to finally do that, to give us a new model. I'm hoping that they give us a new model, even if it's another Fine Cast. I don't care. Give me another Gabriel Seth. Give me an update, goddammit. I honestly do not want him to be a Primaris. I don't. I feel like that would go totally against what he is, who he is. I understand that he does have new respect for the Primaris Marines, especially the fact that they did fall to the Black Rage. You know, it just further proves that they are totally flawed, that they can fall. And that they are just as hardy. They are real flesh tearers. They are real Marines. They can do this. They're not perfect, you know. He has a newfound respect for them. Although I totally agreed with his sentiment in what the fuck was it? Devastation of Baal. I totally agreed with him. Totally. I'm a firstborn Marine lover. Hell yeah. But damn it, if the Primaris aren't cool, and they're fucking everywhere anyway, and now the firstborn Marines are going away. So if you want your firstborn Marines, you're going to have to buy Horus Heresy stuff, which is fine. That's fine to me. It's totally fine. So, I guess, P.S. Either Citadel or Games Workshop, somebody, make a new Gabriel Seth, please. And also, please do not make him a Primaris. I just feel like lore-wise, it's not gonna, like, I'm not gonna be happy with that. Now, if you have a book where he comes to terms, or if he is absolutely forced, I could see that being the only way that he becomes Primaris, is that he is forced into this, because if he didn't, he would die, and he would not let that happen. He's not going to let himself die unless he's just outright killed in battle. He's not going to let himself die if he can help it, because his chapter needs him. They really, really do need him. This is going to be challenging. I know it's the same color as his armor at the moment. Just bear with me. So I'm probably going to add hints of brown to his head. But that's all right. We can do this for now. There he is with that little ugly face. I know you probably couldn't really make that out. We're at 22:53. And honestly, since we only have the backpack left to do black, we're just going to keep going with this, okay? So, I hope everyone has been doing well, happy and healthy. I might sound like I'm more upbeat, like chipper and everything. And honestly, it's been this has been a rough personal journey for me. You know, we're still dealing with things, but I'm trying to look at things in a positive light, because your boy did it, man. I did it. I have been like hovering around 200 to 210, and even a little heavier at times, for the past like 10 years, if not more. And everyone's always been like, dude, you don't look like you're 200 pounds. I know I don't look like it, god damn it. I know this. I hide it very well. It goes to my big ass. Like, what? I'm a dude with an ass. It hides pretty well. However, you know, I see myself naked. I see where it is. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my joints. Heavy, and it sucks. Luckily for me, well, unluckily for me, depression's a thing, and that totally took it out of me. People thought it was a seasonal depression thing just because it hit around the Christmas time this past time. No, it has nothing to do with the fact that it was a season, whatever. I didn't care. I did not care whatsoever. So let that be that. But I dropped from 200, and I just got weighed the other day at the doctor's office. Your boy is down to 166. I fucking did it. 35 years old, about 5'10", 5'11", depending on if it's a good day or not. And yeah, my apparently my body mass, whatever bullshit, was supposed to be around 165. And I thought they were insane. I'm like, how the hell am I going to drop down to 160? There's no way that's going to be healthy. And I'm fine. I see it. I'm fine. Did I achieve this in an unhealthy manner? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it doesn't matter to me right now because I'm here and I'll take it. I will take it. I didn't get here in the healthiest manner. I don't care. We're alive. We're kicking. And now comes the time where we build on that. So the weight training is starting. I'm not going to bulk up or anything like that. I'm not going to like bulk myself out to be like Arnold or anything like that. Nope. I want to go for a more lean physique. I've always pictured myself as a leaner build, even though I have wide shoulders, or broad shoulders, however you want to say it. So it should be interesting. So your boy's doing all right. Do not worry. Do not worry. People have often gone like, "Hey man, are you sure you're okay?" Like, yeah, shut up. I'm fine. All right. I ain't going anywhere. I've got 3 of the most wonderful fucking people in the world in my life. They are my life. I ain't going anywhere. Fuck that. I ain't going anywhere. Your boy's here to stay. And if there's any other motivation in my heart, anger, we could go with that. But I'm gonna go with the cheesy one and say it's love, baby. I love my family, and I ain't going anywhere because of that. So, with that being said, we will end things on a positive note, even though we're holding Endryd Haar. And I'm gonna hope that you guys stay happy and healthy. I will pray to the Void Father that he guides your brushes. And I'll see you guys on the next round. I don't know how long this will be. It'll probably be another 4 episode, maybe even a 5 episode ordeal. But either way, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Later.